Okay, so I had a debate with a parent. Is it ever okay to lie to kids? And if so, when is it okay? Because it really, a lot of times, it borders on manipulation of stuff. And I was like, okay, is that the right way to go as a parent, or is it lazy parenting?
It depends.
Or is it necessary?
It's going to be a case by case thing, and you have to just do your best job to protect them and raise them right. And if you in your heart think that a little white lie is the best thing, then you're just trying to be the best parent you can be.
I mean, can you really be honest about everything with a kid? If the kid asks you a question and you had to be 100% honest, I don't know how great that's going to go.
Well, I just wonder because they often will say that, okay, if you start these fabrications with kids when they realize the truth, then they'll get to a place like going, how can I ever believe anything my parents ever tell me?
Well, I mean,
They're
that's
just nothing but liars.
That's just called being an adult, kid.
Maybe it is a case-by-case basis, and that's what I'd like to hear. What are the lies that you tell your kids? Because this person was saying with their kid, their kid always wants to go to Chuck E. Cheese, and every time they drive by, and they have to drive by it like pretty much every single day. And so the kid's like, Chuck E. Cheese, and so they're always, it's a big to-do. So they got this thing now where they told the kid you can only go to Chuck E. Cheese if you get an invite. So it's got to be something that comes in the mail and said, look, we don't have our invite yet, hopefully soon. And so that's how they kind of like play it off. So their kid is always checking the mail, be like, did we get the mail? Did Chuck E. Cheese send us an invite? Okay, so is that...
Kev, I came from a family where there was always some kind of...
Good parent, bad parent on that. Is that just clever parenting, or is that completely awful? You shouldn't lie to that.
I think it's clever because, look, you can't afford to go to Chuck E. Cheese as much as these kids want to go.
Sure.
It is not cheap to go to Chuck E. Cheese.
But can't you tell
Just
them
tell them
that? We
that.
just don't have, yeah. Can't you just say, look, you know what? We don't have money to go to Chuck E. Cheese right now.
But I like the way they're doing it, though, because they're putting it on Chucky, not on them. So Chucky's the bad guy, not mom and dad.
So you approve of the lie.
You can keep the relationship intact and let Chucky take the fall.
My mom told me if I kissed girls too much, my lips would be swollen, and I'd have to go to the doctor. And I guess technically she's right, depending on who you kiss. But yeah, I thought the first time
she wasn't far off.
I thought the first time I kissed somebody, my mom could tell because my lips were swollen, and I mean that was a lie.
Yeah,
I believed it.
Okay, but was it effective? And you'd say, well, you know, some of these stories are necessary because it leaves such an imprint on kids that you need that kind of impression on them to get them to behave a certain way.
Did it help curb your kissy nature?
It kind of put fear in me a bit. So I don't know. I think it just kind of.
Did you kiss as much?
I think I figured it out pretty quick that my lips were
It
going
just
to
didn't make sense, yeah.
You battled through.
Yeah, I did.
Just didn't make sense. Okay, so I'd like to hear, what are the everyday lies that you tell your kids, and are they justified or not, lying to a kid? Okay, what about this? Somebody texted in and said, my parents would tell me that the St. Clair Church Fair was actually the South Florida Fair because they didn't want to deal with the crowds and traffic.
That's awesome.
So I always thought the St. Clair Church Fair was the South Florida Fair, and tell my friends at school, what's South Florida Fair? They're like, really? Okay.
That St. Clair's Church Fair was such a big deal in my house growing up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and
For some people, that is the South Florida Fair.
Well, they did. They also did a St. Clair's like a yard sale, and that was equally as big.
Okay. Somebody else texted in and said, I told my kids that when you hear the ice cream truck music, that means they're actually out of ice cream.
Oh,
They play that when there's no ice cream.
that is cold.
That is cold, man. That ain't right.
Too cold. Somebody else said, I told my 4-year-old that if she doesn't brush or bathe by 7:20, germs will itch all night. Works all the time. Victor texts that in. So that's his little parenting lie.
Again, I don't mean, is that a lie? You might get a little itchy if you're not brushing and bathing.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's fair, and you're instilling that, hey, if you don't be clean, this is what's going to happen.
If you're playing out in the grass and stuff,
Yeah.
you're going to itch.
Yeah, it's possible. Somebody else texted in and said, my son always wanted to go out and play. Some days when I don't feel like it, I just tell him the outside is broken. He looks confused, but then he just walks off.
Outside is broken.
Broken? Okay.
Biggest lie my dad ever told me was I was good at baseball.
Oh, man. Yeah, right, huh? Someone else texted and said, as a young teen, when I started driving, my mom told me that her spare key for her car only allowed the car to go a certain distance away from the actual key before the car would turn off. She used this as a way to keep me from driving her car. I have to say it worked because she had a Volkswagen and the key was huge. Didn't look like most normal car keys. So that was how she kept me from taking her car. Okay.
That's funny.
I mean, it worked.
And somebody said, yeah, I still hate chocolate because my mom told me that I was allergic to it as a kid, so I never wanted to try it. And a few years ago, she told me the truth that I wasn't, and now I still have no desire to eat it. So she's like, you can't have chocolate, you're allergic to it.
That's chocolate cruelty.
That's weird.
That's the one that stops you down, huh?
To me, that is so messed up.
You gave your kid a chocolate hang-up for no good reason?
Because you have an issue with chocolate?
They didn't want the kid to eat chocolate.
Well, the mom couldn't control the chocolate. You don't know if that... I do not like that one.
Okay.
That one seems weird.
Bad parent lie then, huh?
Yeah.
You took away chocolate from a child?
Yeah, she did, yeah.
Wow.
Right? All right.
I was told that well, I don't know if I can say that right now.
What?
Fish sticks, if you eat enough fish sticks, it makes certain parts of your area grow to be a little bit larger.
Yeah.
How'd that work out?
Oh, I ate fish sticks from age 5 to 10, and nothing worked.
My friend's mom used to give her veggie burgers, and she called them cookies, so she would eat them all the time. Be like, "Oh, I like cookies." Okay. Somebody said I was told I was allergic to chocolate too. Now I'm a chocoholic. Yeah.
Good. Well, I'm glad they made the turn.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy.
A life without chocolate just sounds very sad. I mean, if you're legitimately allergic to it, okay, yeah, you can probably not have chocolate and be okay. But if your mom lied to you and told you you were when you weren't?
Somebody said at night I tell my 3-year-old that the sun won't come back if he doesn't go to sleep.
Oh my gosh. That is horrifying. I don't like that. Kevin, these are terrible. Between the chocolate and the sun.
My husband and I tell her daughter that if she doesn't eat her food, her hair is going to fall out.
Oh.
Oh, man.